Oh.
I know, I couldn't believe it.
No.
That's what I said. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Your Manchester with me, Miss Belinda Scandal, and...
Me, Mr. Mark Llewellyn.
Not seen you for a while, Cocker.
No, it was that exclusion order.
All right, thank you. Is that over now?
Yes.
Is it over?
Yes.
How have you been? What have you been up to?
I have been here, there, and everywhere, doing book signings and talks and things like that. I've been appearing in Wilmslow.
That's posh there, isn't it?
Very posh.
Posh in Wilmslow.
Yes, they've all got butlers there.
They have. They have. It's lovely. They've all got front doors.
They have.
And that new fandangled thing called electricity.
Oh, I know, and carpets throughout. They shag as far as you can see.
And they've all got proper membership.
Yes.
Of the Johnson's Cleaners. Premium membership and everything.
Never trust the Johnson.
Never ever. Listen, we've got a lovely show for you today. I'm very proud to give you this show. This show, as you'll see by my costumes, everybody, it's been literally a month in the making.
I know, it's like working with Danny LaRue.
Is it?
Yes.
Really? He's
That
dead.
was a drag act.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, you wouldn't like that.
No. Oh, very good. Oh, that's all courtesy.
I knew he was dead, yes. That's what reminded me.
Thank you. So, on the show today, everybody.
Yes.
Have you read many books?
I've written a few.
I know.
Yes,
but
I've recorded an audio one. Do you know what's happened to that
Have
at
you
all?
done anything worthwhile with any of your books, love? Hey, I like to use them. I like to
Yes,
use
they come
them.
in store stops, don't
They do. They're a good books, aren't they? I like a book with a
Very
nice
good.
gold edge.
they? Oh, Joe, that's fine.
It's clever how they do it, isn't it?
It's marvellous.
Look, I like how they do
Use
it.
the old records on the product.
Is it? Lovely. So anyway, one of my favourite
Yes.
artists,
Oh, yes.
authors, shall we say,
Yes,
is a
I'm looking
lady
forward to
called
this.
is a lady called Julia Donaldson.
Oh, hi.
Now she's brought out many books. I'm sure
She
you
has.
can think of them.
The Gruffalo.
Yes,
one.
Gruffalo's
Yes,
good, yes.
yes.
Yes. And anyway, so what they're doing now is they're changing some of them into a lovely sort of play. So I got to
Yes.
speak to one of the cast that's part of this play.
Oh, it's a stage show with music, actually, not a play, but never mind.
It's a play. It's a play on words because they play with music. Oh, hold on. They must be yours. And also on today's show, we've got the very, very lovely magician known as...
Ben Hart.
Ben Hart. Now, you like Ben Hart, don't you?
He's stolen my heart.
He's stolen your heart. He's very easy on the eye.
He is.
And speaking about stealing your heart, we're still trying to find the answer to the age-old question.
Yes.
Top or bottom?
Yes, I've gone out on the streets to find out the answer.
Indeed. And if you're wondering how the show's looking, this is how it's looking. Well, I did mention some fabulous books, didn't I?
Yes, you
Did you call it a book or a book?
Oh, I like a look in a book.
Do you like a Luke in a book?
Yes.
But could you ever focus on Charlie Cook's favourite?
Yes,
book?
I like a look in a cook book.
Do you?
Yes.
Very good indeed. Listen, she's one of my favourites. She's done so well. Gruffalo.
Oh,
Just,
right, yeah.
You just think of that. It's massive, isn't it?
Julia
Julia
Donaldson, yes.
Yeah. But the plays are coming out now. Or you want to call them musicals? do you?
Yes, with the Gruffalo was a huge hit at the Lowry, wasn't it?
Well, it still is.
Yeah.
He's still dotted about all over the place. He
Oh,
comes to
yeah.
visit occasionally,
I
you know.
I wish we had something like that.
Yes. A bit like I did the other week when I spoke to Georgie Samuels about her partition in this lovely
Your
play.
partition.
Joining us now then is Georgie Samuels. Now, you've got something very special coming up, haven't you, Georgie? Tell us all about it.
I have. I'm in a show at the Lowry Theatre in Manchester. It's coming up the last week in July and the first week in August. It's called Charlie Cook's Favourite Book, and it's based on a Julia Donaldson book for children.
So what's the story behind this then?
So the story's slightly different from the book. We have worked with Julia Donaldson and Axel Scheffler, who wrote the book, and Axel did the illustrations. The actual book is just about Charlie Cook reading all different books. So the team at Little Angel Theatre, who've created the show, made it a bit more of a story out of it. So Charlie's now got a sister who hates to read, but loves to play. Charlie loves to read, but hates to play. So Mum here has to get them to work together, one to read more and one to play more.
Now, this sounds the perfect experience for a full family to attend. Would you agree with that statement?
Oh yeah, totally. We talked to the audience a bit. Mum has some cheeky asides to the parents in a knowing kind of way. So I feel like there's something for everyone. It's not just like plonk your kids down and watch the show. It really is for all the family.
And the book that it's based on, it's had a lot of popularity in the past few years. Why do you think that is?
just think Julia has a way of writing for children that's just really engaging. And I also think Axel's illustrations are just so striking, like the Gruffalo, you know, everyone knows those characters and the way that he illustrates. So yeah, I think both of them together just, it obviously really speaks to kids. And we've made the show into a musical, so it's just really engaging. The puppets are amazing. They look exactly like the book.
Now, puppetry, it seems to be the new way of doing theatre shows at the moment, puppetry. Why do you think puppetry's become so fantastic?
I think the kids it's just a bit magical when they come to life. So all the characters that you see on stage, you can see in the book as well. And all the puppets are made out of books or come out of books to kind of link it in with the reading. Honestly, they're so beautifully made as well. It's just magical.
So what type of puppets are these then? Because back in my day, it was all about hiding behind things. I think puppetry these days has become a lot more about seeing the puppeteer doing the work.
Yeah, and the thing I've learned on this job, because I've never really worked with puppets like this before, is that the more people on a puppet, the better, which I never knew. So we have a frog called Rowena, whose body is a book. And the three of us all work her. So she has arms and legs that pop out of the book and a head. So the three of us all work her. And I think it just makes them more animated and more kind of human-like. So the kids really, really believe them.
Marvellous. Okay, then, so here's the important bits now. Where can we see this? When can we see this?
So it's on at the Lowry Theatre in Manchester. We open the last week in July and we run into the first week in August. So it's right on target for the summer holidays.
Sounds like a proper lovely summer show. I'm almost envisioning you guys doing this outside with scones and cream and nice things like that.
Oh, yeah, bring us a scone. That'd be lovely.
Anyway, listen, we're out of time for now, but thanks so much for your time today, Georgie.
Thank you for having me.
Oh,
how exciting is that?
Yeah, that was a lovely outfit.
I think it's going to be a really good one, you know. They have developed these puppets, and these puppets are just so much more than, you know, a simple glove puppet these days. They do everything. And I like the fact that you can see the person that's kind of working at the puppeteer.
Well, I can see them around here that are operating you.
Yes, well, somebody's got to, haven't they? It's almost magic.
Oh, it is. Yeah. And we've got one of my favourite magicians on the show now, haven't we?
We have indeed. Who is it?
It is Ben Hart.
And joining us now is Ben Hart. Welcome to the show, Ben. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm pleased to be here.
You have got something quite sensational coming up very, very soon. Tell us all about it.
Well, I'm a magician and I'm bringing my show called Hex to the Waterside Arts Festival. And I am building a new show for the new year. And these will be my first performances of this show. And what's interesting about it is I've taken my favourite material from the last 10 years of touring around the world and packaged it up into this show. It's sort of my best of show.
So let's go back to the beginning then. Magic for you, where did it come from and why did you kind of land on it and decide this was definitely the art form for you?
Wow, that's a difficult question. It's changed over the years. When I first started out, I think I was probably like a sort of shy, reserved kid that needed a bit of a social crux to lead, like something to break the ice. And as the years have gone by, it's gotten more and more interesting for me. And now it seems to encompass all of my favorite interests. Like I design and build equipment. It uses human psychology, storytelling, comedy. It just has so many factors within magic. It just keeps me interested. When I get bored of one aspect, I just sort of go and explore the next one.
So for you then, what would you say is the more important magic for you? Is it the small, intimate magic, or is it the big magic illusions?
I try to do a bit of both. In fact, a lot of what I do is trying to make either big illusions feel intimate or intimate illusions feel big. All that matters to me is that the audience knows that I'm using ordinary objects. I don't like fancy coloured painted boxes or anything. And that it breaks down whatever fourth wall there might be. Everything I do is about trying to bring the audience, like reminding them that it's live. People see magic on TV and they think maybe it's a camera trick. You got to be there in the room with other people. And magic is such an interesting storytelling form because it's different in everybody's brain. Everybody perceives things in a different way. So it doesn't really matter the scale of the thing. What matters is the kind of scale of the idea. That's what I like.
Yeah. Now, on Britain's Got Talent at the moment, there seems to be this mad craze for scaring an audience rather than doing something massively impressive. Where would you say that lies with you?
Well, magic kind of exists through the element of surprise. So you're always making sure the audience doesn't totally see the ending coming. And I suppose scary stuff is also rooted in surprise. There's a darkness to the stuff that I do, but in a more fairy tale fantasy storytelling way. I kind of do think that like a scary stuff is sometimes a bit of a cheap. It's a cheap way of writing. It's better to write an idea that gets under people's skin. I like to put together pieces of magic that the more people think about them, the more interesting they get. So that in the hours, days, weeks, or months after the show, the stories get more interesting to tell. And sometimes a scary act doesn't do that. A scary act gets less interesting the more you think about it.
Yeah. Now, what about those people that, the youngsters in the world that might be thinking about, is magic for them? I mean, it's kind of a fashionable art form to do, but it kind of goes in and out of fashion. It's obviously back now with a big vengeance. So what would you say to the people, the youngsters that want to get into magic? How would you direct them to have a career in this?
Well, it's been a great thing for me. My life is very interesting every day. It certainly is a job or a hobby to pursue if you want to be faced by new challenges all the time. It's allowed me to travel all over the world. It's earned me a good living. It's been a great job. It was since I was a tiny kid, my dream was to be a magician, and here I am doing it. But you can only achieve that in magic by studying the magic of the past and really working hard to keep magic fashionable. If magic is having a resurgence now, it's because a small number of magicians are actively trying to make it fashionable. We're trying to keep it relevant, and that can be really hard. There's a lot of bad stereotypes to try to get rid of in magic, I think.
When are the dates that you're coming to the Waterside?
2 shows. It is the 23rd and the 24th, Tuesday and Wednesday, 23rd and 24th of July.
Excellent. Ben Hart, thank you so much for your time today. Absolutely fantastic. I'll just change out of this outfit.
Yes.
There we go.
I love that. Isn't that a bit cheap bit of plastic there?
It's I see. Karma.
Yes.
It's a bit of Joseph Ribkoff, that,
Oh, is it? I love it.
I only have, what you ordered my glasses for?
Well, I was going to try them on.
Oh, go on, let's have a look. Yes. There we are. They're from a lovely opticians called Framed Optician.
Well, I don't think I'm any advert.
I could be Danger Mouse, you could be Penfold.
I thought it was Robin Day.
I've never seen it. Robin Day? It's an age reference, that, everybody. I think you look more like Gay as a Day. But listen, that's fine, isn't it? I don't know if I'm on my mark or not. Lovely. Listen,
who cares?
Speaking of Gay as a Day, we've been figuring out top or bottom.
Yes, we have. And I took to the streets of Greater Manchester to find out the answer.
Are you a top or a bottom? Yes, you're here to be right. And I don't mean that. I mean, I'm in a town called Mossley. But there's 2 of them. One up here, up in the rain, which is known as Top Mossley. And there's another one down at the bottom of the hill known as Bottom Mossley. Of course, they're 2 parts of the same town, really. But today we're going to have a look around Top Mossley. And Mossley itself means, Mossley, yes, a clearing in a boggy area. I don't know how boggy it was up here because we're on our way up to the tops here in this little area. We're on the edge of the Pennines, just up above Ashton-under-Lyne. And behind me, you'll see a little statue. So this board gives a lot of the history of the area. You can see there, 1791, Mossley Market opened. The first mill in 1765. The canal came, the Huddersfield Canal, in 1811. The wool trade peaks in 1831. And 11 years later, the cotton industry is dominating the area. By 1860, cotton mills covering the whole of the Tame Valley. 1861 was the cotton famine. Because of the war in America, it was difficult to get cotton over here, so 3,000 people were put out of work. The population starts to decline as the cotton trade hits the rocks, and by 1902, massive mill closures. 1926, soup kitchens feed the poor, and by 1930, only 1 mill is open in the area. And as we move along there, we get various sporting accomplishments. 1960s slum clearance, and then by 2001 the population is at 9,891, and that had fallen from 1886 when the population was almost 15,000 people. Now behind me is a painting by Chris Cyprus, a local artist who does lots of local views, and you'll see a lot of his work around the area on public display. Now just behind me on the wall, something fairly unique, and that is a white letterbox. And it's outside the local undertakers here, Anthony Barton. It's a bit of a clue. So you can actually pop a letter in there. We send it off for a loved one who's passed on. So before we leave Top Mossley, there's a rather lovely blue plaque just behind me. It's about the Grady family, and all 9 sons of the Grady family were enlisted in the First World War and went off to do various things, and all 9 sons returned here to Mossley. They all survived the First World War, and this plaque commemorates that fact, and the fact that of all the Mossley families, they were the one who sent the most sons to the front line. So that's the conclusion of our walk around Top Mossley. As has been the hallmark of our summer walks, it's absolutely pouring with rain, as you can see. And next week, I'm going to go down the hill and we'll visit Bottom Mossley. See you then.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you've done the top. You're doing a bottom next week?
Next week.
Right, lovely. Look forward to that. Is it much different?
Oh, I can't reveal it. Please.
All the things you're doing look quite magical places to be.
Yes.
Could I get there on the 192?
Yeah, but only after 9:30 with your pensioners pass, don't forget.
Well, that's all right. I think I could manage that then. Listen.
Yes, what?
We started putting our announcements out last week about our Pride show, which we are calling Pride 24, your Manchester, because it's Pride in 2024, your Manchester.
Marvellous, isn't it?
My imagination.
It's the marketing department on this show.
Honestly, I do not know how I managed to do it at all. So, we've got a lovely show lined up for you.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to mention... Well, for you, because you'll be there, won't you?
Yes, I will.
Yes. We're going to be bringing a collection of what I've themed it on this year.
Yeah.
Is there's so many talented male vocalists, right? But they very, very, very seldom get the attention they deserve.
Yeah.
So I've culminated together, knitted.
I recognise the words, I just don't know that they actually go in a sentence.
Knitted, fused, if you like,
Yes.
fused a load of wonderful male vocalists together for the show. Now, who's our special guest?
Our special guest is celebrating 60 years on the world's longest running continuing television drama.
Yes.
And she's in her 90th year, and that is Miss Barbara Knox.
MBE.
And she's MBE, and she's going to be receiving our inaugural new award, isn't it?
She
Your
is indeed.
Manchester Icon
Award.
Award.
Now, if you feel that you want somebody to be nominated for this for next year, you get in touch with us. We want to get this going.
And we can be nominated.
We can, because we are an icon.
Yeah.
Everybody clicks on us.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Very good.
Quite amazing. All right, then we are out of time, everybody. We're literally out of time. Thanks so much to each and every one of you for watching this week's wonderful episode of Your Manchester.